guys, welcome to my small YouTube channel, and I want to share guys about on how to create a report of marriage. So first is the cover letter. You should put your full name, your address, the phone number, and your Gmail. The name here should be the Filipina name or the beneficiary, and then your complete address in the USA, followed by your phone number, then your Gmail. Philippine Consulate General in Chicago, 122 South Michigan Avenue, Suite 1600, Chicago, Illinois 60603, USA. And then the date today, report of marriage contracted abroad, to whom it may concern. I would like to report my marriage to the Philippines through the Philippine Consulate General of Chicago. The above information indicates my permanent address, phone number, and email address for your reference. Enclosed herewith are the following documents for further reference. Number 1, processing fee of $25, money order. Number 2, for original of duly accomplished report of marriage forms. Number 3, 1 original and 4 photocopies of the marriage certificate. Number 4, 4 photocopies of each both spouses' passports. Number 5, 4 photocopies of my K1 fiancé visa. Number 6, 4 photocopies of each of both spouses' birth certificates. Number 7, 4 photocopies of the divorce document. If you have, if not, then don't put this. Number 8, 1 self-addressed return envelope with appropriate stamps for express or priority mail with tracking numbers via U.S. Postal Service. Thank you very much. Respectfully yours. Then your full name and your signature. This is the sample of my money order, which is $25. Pay to the order. You put the name there, Philippine Consulate General. And we get this on the Walmart. And when we get this, we pay for the fee for $1. This is my 4 original copies of report of marriage forms with signed and notarized. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 original, 4 photocopies of marriage certificate. This is the marriage certificate, the original, followed by 4 photocopies at the back. 4 photocopies of Philippine passport, 4 photocopies of US passport, 4 photocopies of my K1 or fiancé visa, 4 photocopies of Philippine birth certificate, which is PSA, 4 photocopies of US birth certificate, 4 photocopies of the divorce document, and I want to share you guys about on how to report your marriage here in the USA. So the website is the https://Philippine Embassy dc.org/report of marriage application by mail. Then you scroll down to find your consulate of your address. You click the consulate finder, and then you can see which consulate or consulate you will gonna submit your report of marriage. This is for Embassy of the Philippines in Washington, D.C. And these are the consular jurisdiction. And for the Philippine Consulate General in Agana, Guam, these are the consular jurisdiction. For the Washington, D.C., this is the address and its website. For Consulate of Chicago, Illinois, this is the full address, and then the website, and then its consular jurisdiction. For the Philippine Consulate General in Honolulu, Hawaii, this is the address, the website, and the consular jurisdiction. For the Houston, Texas, this is the address, the website, and the consular jurisdiction. For Philippine Consulate of Los Angeles, California, the address, the website, and the consular jurisdiction. For New York, we have also San Francisco, California, and that's all. Since my consular jurisdiction is in Chicago, Illinois, I will click this website to know all the requirements that I will gonna submit. This is the Philippine Consulate General in Chicago website above, and we click the services and click report of marriage. Scroll down. This is the requirements and procedure. The additional requirements in cases of divorce and annulment or death of a previous spouse. Just click. And then additional requirement if filing more than a year after wedding. So requirements and procedure. Letter request signed by the parties. Please indicate your contact details, mobile number, and email address. Second, for original of duly accomplished report of marriage forms, please print annotated or filled out PDF form, not handwritten, signed by the parties, and notarized by a local notary. 3. One original and 4 photocopies of the marriage certificate. From the county clerk's office, original will be returned. 4 photocopies of each spouse's passports. 5 photocopies of a proof of Philippine citizenship if both or either spouse is appropriate at the time of the wedding, such as permanent residency, valid visa, work permit, dual citizenship, certification, a certificate or U.S. naturalization certificate if they are now American citizens. 6 photocopies of each of both spouses' birth certificates. 7 for dual citizen, 4 photocopies of the identification certificate if the wedding occurred prior to the reacquisition of Philippine citizenship. 8 additional requirements in cases of divorce, annulment, or death of a former spouse, and if report of marriage is filed more than a year after the wedding. See the above mentioned requirements by mail to the Philippine Consulate General with the address at 122 South Michigan Avenue, Suite 1600, Chicago, Illinois 60603. No walk-ins. Include a self-addressed return envelope with appropriate stamps for express or priority mail with tracking numbers via U.S. Postal Service or with prepaid mailing. Envelope from a private courier of choice, except FedEx, and a non-refundable processing fee of $25 money order or cashier's check payable to Philippine Consulate General. Personal checks and credit cards are not accepted. Additional requirements in cases of divorce, annulment, or death of a previous spouse. If a previous spouse marriage in the Philippines was annulled, 1 original and 4 photocopies of the PSA issued annotated marriage contract original will be returned. If divorced from a previous spouse, for a Filipino spouse, 1 original and 4 photocopies of the authenticated judicial recognition of divorce issued by a Philippine court and 4 photocopies of the marriage certificate original will be returned. To a foreign spouse, 4 photocopies of the divorce document and the marriage certificate. If a spouse is a widower or widow, 4 photocopies of both the marriage certificate or PSA issued marriage contract if married in the Philippines and the death certificate or PSA issued death certificate if recorded in the Philippines of the deceased spouse. Additional requirement if filing more than a year after the wedding. 1 original and 3 photocopies of the affidavit of delayed registration executed by the informant notarized by a local notary explaining the reasons for the delayed registration. We click the report of marriage forms. This is the form of report of marriage, which is composed of 3 pages. But for me, I will gonna have only the 1 page, which is this. And the second page is only an instructions or a requirements. And the third pages is the affidavit for delayed registration only. Meaning if you file a report of marriage more than a year after your marriage, date of marriage, and you will gonna notarize this. So me, I will gonna only fill up this first page. The form, Philippine Consulate General, Chicago. The last name of your husband, the first name of your husband, the middle name of your husband. If no middle name, just write, type NA, and then the date of birth of your husband. Note, it should be followed by the date, the month, and the year. For example, 01 January 2000. Next is the place of birth of your husband, the city, the state, or province and country. For example, Chicago, which is the city, and then the state, Illinois, and then the country, USA. And the civil status at the time of the marriage, whether he is single or if he is divorced. And then the citizenship of your husband, you put if he is a US citizen. And then naturalize date and place of registration as Philippine citizen. So I put her in A because he is a US citizen. Then his religion, for example, Roman Catholic. Next is your last name, wife, maiden information. For example, if my maiden information before, my last name before, for example, is De La Cruz, and then my first name is Maria, and then my middle name is Solis, and then I will put her my date of birth, which is also like this format. For example, 03 February 2000. And then my place of birth, for example, Bacolod, Philippines. And then my civil status at the time of the marriage, single. And then what is my citizenship? Filipino. And then naturalize, no, I put NA. So my religion, Roman Catholic. And then for the date of marriage, for example, we got married on 4 December 2024. So the date should be the first one, and then followed by the month, and then the year. Place of marriage, city or state or province or country, we put her. For example, and then the name of witness 1 and the name of witness 2. If not, just type NA and NA. If you have witness, just write their full name here. If not, just write NA. Name of officiating or solemnizing authority, for example. And its title and office of solemnizing official or accepting authority. Judge. Since we got married on a city hall or on the judge. And then the father's full name of the husband. Example, Smith. John Smith, full name, example, John Smith. And then for citizenship, US citizen. And then for the mother's maiden name, for the husband, for example, Andrea White. And then citizenship, US citizen. And then for the father's full name of the wife, I put 1 de la Cruz. And then for the citizenship, I put Filipino. And then for the mother's maiden name of the wife, I put Leia Solis. And then the citizenship is also a Filipino. Click here, type only Filipino. And then this one, you put here your signature of the husband and wife, and it should be notarized on a notary. But you should only sign this on the notary place.